Morning, Grant. How you doing?
Good.
Good, man.
So where are we?
We are now at Muncey Place, 3020 Blanchard Street. This is a 121 unit building, kind of like CCC. We're just a little bit bigger. We also have some same resources. We have Kool-Aid Medical. They're here 4 days a week, so we have nurses in there right now. And on this, and then we have some pups here too. We have Umbrella here. They're here 7 days a week. They're an amazing asset to the team.
So Umbrella kind of does addiction services?
Yes, they do. If there's any detox referrals that residents are wanting to look to, they come and see the staff over here, and they're able to navigate them to them.
Nice. And how did Muncey get its name? Because this was the former Comfort Inn.
It was. Unfortunately, when I think a month into opening this building, one of our residents, Brandon Muncey, had passed away, and in his memory, we had named the building after him. So over here is our front desk. It is staffed 7 days a week, and it is the nerve center of this building. This is Dave over here. Dave, give him a wave. So yeah, the nerve center of this building. Dave is kind of the eyes in the skies. He's able to see what's going on outside, what's inside, and he's able to relay that information over to staff who are able to go and attend to it.
And what's the guest policy like at Muncey?
We are a no guest policy. We are not a purpose-built site, so we go with the no guest policy on this site, and it works very well. It is a policy set out for everybody's safety who lives here and works here, just so we know exactly who's in the building at all times, and it's much easier to work in that kind of environment. So this is the resident laundry room. Again, this is completely operated by the residents. This is one of our residents who's just doing his cleaning. I'll show you one of the empty rooms that we're expecting to fill by next week as well.
Nice. So is there a lot of turnover?
There's not too much turnover. Like every building, there's a still. We used to say it's just a couple weeks till we stabilize, but it turns out to be it takes a year or two to stabilize. We're approaching our third year of having this building open now, and we would say we're pretty stable right now. So the turnover is far and few. We're trying to continue the continuum of moving people on out of here into Marketplace or CRD housing. The new buildings that are opening up. Our philosophy is we feel that we meet residents where they're at, and if there's residents that say, hey, they don't like the guest policy or they want to be in a building where they can have guests. So we work with other providers in the city, like Pacifica and Kool-Aid, and we work on transfers. So it's no point of having people living in our buildings that say, don't understand why there's no guest policy. We can just transfer them to another building that does allow guests, and they do very well there, and they do well here too.
Yes. Yeah, I think it definitely shows as we look at the different sites how we need different levels of housing and shelter for different people depending on where they're at a
100%.
certain time in their life.
100%. I think as an organization, we are buying into the flow model. We have been for the past almost 2 years, where you can come into the community center, you can get your referrals filled out with the staff down there, and then we get you into one of our shelters like My Place or Russell Street, and then you spend some time working with staff, stabilizing, and then we move you into our building like Capital City or Muncey. And by the time they go through the whole flow and they're in here, it is fantastic. We're able to meet them where they're at, whatever needs that they have, we're able to try to navigate resources to be able to obtain them. So this is what a room looks like when it's turned over. When a resident's coming in for an intake, this is what it gets. There's a fridge, AC, heat, nice bed already made. So yeah, this is usually what it looks like for a new intake.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised at how nice the rooms are for people. Especially with all the additional supports that your team's providing for people here.
Yeah, our philosophy here is we believe everybody deserves a safe place to sleep. So with that, we do unit inspections pretty thoroughly here, and unit inspections aren't blanket for everybody. It's different for every single resident. We have residents who are on daily unit inspections, weekly unit inspections, bi-weekly unit inspections, monthlies. And that's something we have for our residents in a way. When a new intake comes on, they are right away, they have daily unit inspections, and they know the more they work with staff, the more they continue to keep their unit to a safe standard, they move up to weeklies, to bi-weeklies, to monthlies. So not everybody gets the same amount of unit inspections. It's different for every floor. So that's usually how it works. We don't, as a staff, as a team here, we don't believe in, hey, you got to go clean your room. It's more so, hey, we got to make your unit safe.
And what happens when you get a couple that moves in? Do they each get a room?
Yes, couples get their own rooms in here. We have couples who have been married, say, for 20 years, and they have their own rooms too. That's just for everybody's safety. It's an easy way to do it. If there's couples, say, who are new couples, we're able to separate them into their own units. So it doesn't really matter how long you've been together, you get your own unit here.
Right. So if a couple want to use one room as a bedroom, one as a living room, they can, but if they're struggling?
So it's case by case. Like we've come to a point where we're building where we've been able to have couples side by side. We have some couples down the hall here who have an adjoining door where they're able to, have one room as more of a closet living area and one room as a sleeping quarters. And it works out really well.
Okay. But and then if people are having domestic difficulties, they can go into their own rooms for safety.
Exactly. They're able to go into their own room.
Nice.
So over here, you'll have a view. That's the resident garden right over down there. That again is also run by residents. Right now in the winter, it's not being used as much. We've been very fortunate to have a lot of residents here who enjoy gardening and engaging in programming such as that, and they take full responsibility of that. They say they want to water it, we go over there, we unlock it, and they water their garden. Whatever they want to plant, they can plant. In the summers, we have more barbecues, so when we planted a lot of lettuce, we were able to use that for the barbecue we had here.
And I noticed when we drove up that people were serving breakfast. How many meals are served here?
Here, it is 2. We have breakfast at 9:30 and dinner at 5 p.m. We've switched our model to where dinner is served outside of the lobby to build more of a community within the residents here, which has been going very well. The main purpose of our morning breakfast is wellness checks, where we enter a resident's room, we make sure they're safe in their room, we make sure they're safe, because at the end of the day, safety is our biggest priority. We work within a great team, a great organization here. We've come, like I've said, we've come a long way since we first originally opened these buildings, and it's very enjoyable working in this building.